Hey, welcome to Real Life Talks, where we answer your questions. I'm here with Jim Scudder Jr. I'm Jim Boyce. We're just so thrilled that you joined us today. We're going to look at what the Bible has to say about going to church. Specifically, does a person have to go to church to be a Christian?
No.
Excellent. Well, show's over with. That was great. Thanks for joining us.
Well, since we have a little more time.
We have a few minutes.
Going to church, obviously, you're never going to hear a pastor say you shouldn't go to church. You know, there's a lot of people that don't like church, and it's usually because of hypocrisy. You know, there's hypocrites in church. And I always tell people, one more hypocrite won't make a difference.
Come join us.
Come join us.
Come join us.
Because there's always hypocrisy in our lives. There's always that. But they might have had a bad experience in church, you know.
Exactly.
And a lot of churches, they have these crazy things that happen, or a bad pastor or a bad congregation. And I get that.
And it's usually when someone was a kid, they had a bad experience, or their parents kind of drug them to church.
Or it was a church that was more like formal and, stand up, sit down, and, recite these prayers. A biblical church, I think, is a wonderful place to be. And actually in Hebrews, it tells us in 10:25, not forsaking the assembling of yourselves together. And it actually tells us to attend church more as the return of the Lord is getting closer.
And it's getting closer every day.
Yeah, I mean, the Lord's return is closer today than it was yesterday.
Absolutely.
We don't know exactly when it will be. You're not predicting a date or anything, are you?
No, I'm not going there.
Everyone that's predicted a date,
actually, that'll be next time on Real Life Talks. Next time on Real Life Talks, you have to join us. We're going to have a date.
That'll get you to tune in. Church is good. Church is good. I mean, essential, I think, to grow, to find out what God, wants for our life, to help us be edified, encouraged, challenged, preaching.
Absolutely. Even the accountability.
Oh, man.
Hearing from God's word things that we might not even understand.
I'm sure you've done some camping, Jim, and you've got a bunch of logs on a little fire, and as that fire burns down, the fire gets smaller and smaller and smaller. You add a couple more logs. The more logs, the bigger the fire, right?
Absolutely.
So going to a church, you're with like-minded people, and there's an enthusiasm and an excitement about that, right? So I think it's a wonderful thing. It's a crucial thing, but it's not part of what saves us.
Absolutely.
So the answer to the question, as we kind of did jokingly at the beginning, is no, you don't have to go to church. And there are actually some people that are part of my congregation that can't come to church. We give them a little tablet or a device, and they can watch our streaming. So because they're invalid, there's reasons that they can't be here, but we still try to make sure they have a way. Now, still, don't use that as an excuse to not go to church. Find a church. Try to be in a church. The best one you can find that believes the Bible, believes Jesus is the Son of God, believes salvation is free and for everyone. Now, it's harder and harder to find a good church, but finding a church is crucial. It's important. The Bible clearly tells us that we should be in church. If church attendance was necessary for salvation,
be a good work.
It would be a good work. And we go back to the scriptures that it's by grace are you saved through faith.
It's a gift.
Yep, it's not of yourselves. It is a gift of God. And you have 2 kids.
I do.
Your kids, you have a young boy and a young girl, and a medium-aged dog. One of your children is
the third, the hairy one.
The Harrier. Your children get a gift on their birthday, let's say, and you don't say, now you have to, go and mow the grass or, clean your room or whatever to receive the gift or to keep the gift, right? You give, or maybe you do, I don't know. You give your children a gift and it's free. They don't work for it, they don't pay for it, right?
Absolutely.
I need a positive answer from you, because
Absolutely.
I'm wondering if you do charge your kids. But if you charge someone or you made them work for it, it's no longer a gift. Salvation is free. Church attendance cannot be required for salvation.
It's something we should do after we've trusted Christ. It's how we're going to grow in the Lord. Absolutely essential.
It is essential for rewards in heaven, all of these things. We cannot serve God effectively without being part of a local assembly of believers, but it's not what saves us.
Absolutely.
So salvation is free. It's a gift of God. If you've never put your faith in that free gift, His name is Jesus. He died for you, the Son of God, poured out his blood for you, rose again the third day. Trust in him. And I hope you enjoyed Real Life Talks. It's been a good episode, Jim.
It has. Thank you so much for answering that question. Hey, if you're in the Chicago area, I know Pastor Scudder would love to meet you, love to have you out.
That'd be awesome.
We've got some information here. You can come on out to a service here at Quinton Road. We'd love to have you join us. And also, too, if you'd like to comment or subscribe, you can also check us out on Facebook and Instagram at In Grace. And I really just want to thank you for tuning in to Real Life Talks. Is everlasting life forever? Can a Christian lose their salvation?
It's a big question.
It is.
And it shouldn't be. But this has caused a lot of confusion, a ton of confusion, because people that think that they can be saved by faith in Jesus, but then they can do something to lose that, they're living a life that is, they're always afraid.